Hi everyone, my name is Carlo Dani. I'm Group Marketing Director at Unigrà. In my role, I see firsthand how the market is evolving. But for us at Unigrà, plant-based is a familiar territory, as we have always specialized in plant-based fats and ingredients. Today, the term plant-based defines food philosophy centered on health and ethics. It reflects a growing respect for ourselves and the planet, and more consumers are moving in this direction. So, before we look at future trends, let's look at the solid foundation Unigrà has built in this industry. We can certainly say that Unigrà has always been a plant-based oriented company. Everything started with the processing of vegetables, oils, and fats, transforming botanical sources into high-quality ingredients for a wide range of products for the entire food industry. Over the years, we never stopped innovating. Unigrà has heavily invested in research, exploring new botanical sources and raw material, and using cutting-edge technology to continuously meet market demands. This journey is fueled by our close work with university and research institutes, which are important collaboration for us, just like the strong relationship we built with all our strategic partners. We hold today a key position in the market. Our expertise serves the food industry, the professional channel, bakery, gelato, and HoReCa, and we are also offering our own products in the retail market. This 360 degrees vision is our greatest advantage. It allows us to lead trends and truly understand what both consumers and industrial partners are looking for. While Unigrà has grown into a global reality, we stay true to the core expertise that defines us, the ability to transform raw materials. These days, people often talk about plant-based as if it were a trend, a recent trend. But for Unigrà, it's not a trend, it's in our DNA. For us, it's not about following a market wave. As we said, we have been part of this category since the very beginning. If we look back to what we call the zero era, our roots are firmly planted in the world of margarines. The expertise in the sector has allowed us to evolve naturally into the world of dairy alternatives, from UHT non-dairy toppings to dairy-free milk chocolate, and, of course, plant-based drinks. A great example of this evolving is our milk chocolate in a dairy-free version. This plant-based solution represents our move towards alternatives that combine nutritional needs with great taste. Our goal wasn't to just replace milk, but to create a plant-based solution that stands on its own, delivering both great taste and impeccable performance, with more than 50% of chocolate. To achieve this, we use rice powder instead of milk solids. It has had a very mild impact on flavor while naturally enhancing the sweetness. Plus, it's completely allergen-free, making it perfect for vegan diets and lactose-intolerant consumers. But the real innovation lies in the nutritional profile. Compared to standard milk chocolate, we have reduced the sugar by 30% and increased the fiber content using inulin, which actually intensifies the cocoa notes. Thanks to the cocoa butter, it maintains the classic melting behavior of chocolate, while carefully selected flavorings ensure that familiar milky taste. In terms of performance, it's a professionally grade product. It requires tempering just like standard chocolate to get that bright surface and crisp snap. It's incredibly versatile, perfect for everything from chocolate bars and eggs to pralines and coating.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to meet you, even if only by welcome. Let me introduce myself. I'm Claudio Chinnici. I'm in charge of marketing for retail channel in Unigrà. It means that I'm responsible for the development of Orasi, that is the B2C brand within the Unigrà brand portfolio. First of all, let's start from who is Orasi. Orasi, as I said, is the B2C brand within the Unigrà portfolio and has an ambition to drive a new perception of the plant-based food. This new perception to shift from healthy and sustainable food to something that is really tasty and appealing for all the consumers. To make this change, we aim to deliver a conscious pleasure founded on three pillars that are the drivers that are shaping all the innovation and the portfolio development initiatives. These three pillars are, first of all, of course, 100% plant-based. We will not never make any compromise on that. All the things that we will do will always be 100% plant-based. And the way we want to change the perception is thanks to to bring the Italian food expertise in the plant-based food preparation. It means that we can leverage, thanks to Unigrà knowledge, the Italian art of cooking and its culture, its perception to the plant-based food in order to make it more appealing at consumer size. Of course, the base is what the Unigrà is leader in, that is the selection and the transformation of high-quality ingredients. Thanks to these three pillars, we trust that we can drive the future of the plant-based innovation. But let's start from the scratch and let's see how the plant-based food and especially the plant-based drinks that are the first category within all the plant-based food sector have been passing by. First of all, we can identify the first stage of the plant-based food that was mainly driven by a specific segment of consumer that we can call the veg exclusivist. Who are the veg exclusivists? Are people that decide to fully shift from animal ingredients to plant-based ingredients because of two reasons. First of all, intolerance, especially to milk and lactose, or ethic choice, because they don't want because they aim to a better animal well-being, and so they stopped to consume products made with animal ingredients. Of course, this consumer segment was a niche when they started, so the volume started growing, but was always low, and all the development of the portfolio was mainly driven by the ingredient that this kind of consumers identify as the most suitable one. And in particular, it's the soy. Why the soy? Because the soy is the ingredient that is, from a nutritional perspective, the most comparable and similar to the cow milk, because it's rich in proteins and it's naturally rich in fats that are the two main important nutrients of the cow milk. So all the development was mainly driven by this kind of ingredients until to when the industry started understand some new drivers that can target a new different cluster of consumer. What are these drivers? Now we can see in this chart that initiated the second phase, the second stage of the development. The industry started communicating and innovating driven by lightness, so digestibility, the functional support that plant-based drinks can have to the whole diet, and of course innovation. That means that thanks to the richness and the variety of the ingredients that can be used, they can offer more solution to the respect to the cow milk that basically is quite unique. Thanks to this to this job done by the industry, a second new cluster of consumers started penetrating this category. That means that the wellness, what we can identify as wellness seeker, so people more or less from 35 years old to 55 years old, started identifying the new needs that plant-based food can satisfy. Basically, easiness to digest, so the lightness, it's a product that is more digestible than the animal version, and the balanced nourishment, so something that in terms of intake of nutrient can be more balanced and can reduce some nutrients that people identify as bad for their diet and for their health. So this stage, in this stage, we started to see the growth of new ingredients that we can summarize in this chart. I take one moment more to explain you what we can see here. What we can see here are some figures of last year's and next year and the next forecast for next year's, where the white box, the white brick, is the total of the plant-based drinks. The brown circle are the soy-based product, and the green circle are the rice, nuts, grains, and seeds-based drinks. What we can see in this chart that everywhere in the world, a part of Asia Pacific that has another history, another tradition for plant-based, especially in the in the Western mature economies, so North America and Western Europe, we can see that the growth of the category, that is very interesting, is mainly driven by all the other ingredients, especially oat and nuts. Why this kind of shift? Because the soy was identified like something that is perfect from a nutritional perspective, but not so pleasant from an organoleptical perspective. While the oat has a very neutral taste and the nuts are very rich and profiling a consumption, able to profile and segment a consumption experience. So in this sense, all this new cluster of consumer are start having preference on these new ingredients, and also the innovation of the industry is focusing on these new ingredients. This was the step to go forward in the third stage, that will be the future in our vision of this category, that is take flexitarian people and persuade them about the taste of the plant-based foods. Who are the flexitarian? Flexitarian are people that are the common people that are available to start to consume in parallel both animal and plant-based food. What are they driven by? They are driven by basically the taste. So they do not make compromise on that. They will choose all the things that they like from an organoleptical perspective, and of course the variety. They will be attracted by the new things and the innovative things that they will be able to find in the market. To conquer this new segment of consumer and to start to define the perimeter of this new era of the plant-based, the vision of Orasi is basically summarized in this chart. It means that we want to bring the taste into the healthy categories, and we want to be the plant-based option in the yummy categories. Our vision is that in the future we want to become the daily plant-based choice for consumers that will autonomously choose in what category, in what food category they will accept the transition from the animal to the plant-based. In this sense, what is now our portfolio development driver? From the healthy categories, we have to identify the new mixes and the new ingredients that are able to deliver a fully taste experience, and at the same time start targeting new functionalities and new consumption occasion where the plant-based drinks and the plant-based healthy categories can be driven in order to conquer more consumption occasion and more consumers. But at the same time, we have the opportunity to leverage categories that are perceived not healthy, but yummy, so tasty and very efficient from an organoleptical perspective, and to leverage this kind of perception to be the plant-based option. So the ability to Orasi to develop plant-based option in yummy categories for us will be a driver to change the the overall perception of our products. In this sense, the first step we did in this direction is taking products that are perceived like very tasty, like spreadable creams, that is a category that Unigrà has in its DNA, and transform the milk ingredient in a plant-based fat, plant-based fat ingredients. In this sense, we'll be able to develop a full range of spreadable creams where we are 100% plant-based, totally milk-free, no any traces or contamination, and they are rich and tasty because the main ingredient that is basically plant-based, because almond, pistachio, cocoa, and hazelnut are not animal but are vegetable, are the first ingredient in the list. This kind of exercise represents the first step of our new development, where we aim, as I said, to become the daily plant-based choice within plant-based food. That's all for me. So thank you for your attention, and I give the word to the next speaker.
Hello, my name is Dario Battacchi, and I support R&D innovation and research initiatives at Unigrà. So in 2023, we launched a 3-year R&D project where we wanted to challenge the 2.0 concept. Plant-based food is not just an alternative, but a powerful platform for meeting consumer trends. So we set different goals. Number one, of course, to obtain delicious and functional plant-based ingredients and semi-finished products. We think that plant-based can really elevate our own portfolio in terms of technological functionality, taste, nutrition, as well as allergen-free solutions. And it is a way to enhance formulations and also opportunities related to these formulations in terms of flexibility and consumers' well-being. So ultimately, we targeted in parallel integration of new solutions within Unigrà current product categories, as well as the evaluation of novel approaches and solutions that are currently outside our business scope. The second goal we targeted is supply chain verticalization. So building these new ingredients and solutions in general, we wanted to explore how to intercept consumer trends starting from the field. In other words, we wanted quality and sustainability provided by an integrated supply chain development. Third goal was to explore different process technologies through supplier collaboration and academic research. We believe that novel supply chains and new ingredient solutions can be obtained only through collaboration. So we strive to evaluate technologies that help us innovate and add sustainable value to ingredients. So this exploration overall is leading us through an eventful journey outside corporate business line, as mentioned, as well as through consolidated applications and technologies. Academia is collaborating with us in developing early stage concepts and evaluation, while other external partners, such as suppliers and external labs, ensure an extension of our R&D capabilities. So we set these ambitious goals. In which direction did we aim our investigation more in detail? So pulses, basically they check all the boxes. We are talking about plant-based nutritious and familiar ingredients that can potentially be sourced from pulses globally to create products that are clean label, convenient, and highly sustainable. So as previously hinted, Unigrà builds upon a consolidated knowledge of soybean, which is basically an integrated supply chain of a plant-based protein warehouse for our drinks. Throughout time, we optimized field practices and processes to make nutritious and tasty drinks. Pulses, moreover, such as faba beans and yellow pea, for example, are gaining a great momentum in the latest years. So we broadened the scope of our project to investigate different bean species, pea and fava variety, of course, but also beyond that. And we benchmarked, we challenged soy on the field through different processes, obtaining a diverse range of ingredients as well as semi-finished products. So As mentioned, to achieve this, we don't work alone. Our project ecosystem is driven by 4 main partners. So research partners involved are the University of Bologna and the University of Udine. Moreover, we work in partnership with other companies of our group, like Allfood and Azienda Agricola Dante. We also collaborate with external research centers, labs, technology providers, pilot centers, toll manufacturers, and in general also raw material suppliers, for example, to achieve our project goals. Unigrà in this project acts as coordinator and propeller for scale-up. We leverage a well-equipped lab, a performing pilot hall, as well as a dynamic R&D team that helps us in developing and testing new ingredients and formulations. So about pulses, they span across a wide range of species and cultivars, and at the base of the growing interest, there's a relevant protein and fiber content. So if we compare certain pulses with soybean, which is a pulse itself, we can see that there is a significantly lower value in fat, and this opens to different process and product development options. But how did you tackle this big challenge that we previously described? How did we try to reach our goals? We started from the field. Unigrà Group includes 2 agricultural companies, and we are building our novel supply chains from the ground up. So starting directly at the agricultural level, in this way to ensure total quality and traceability, and also being able to provide maximum value each step of the way. Harvest and post-harvest practices are being optimized in our test fields throughout the agricultural cycles. University is running trials as well on a smaller scale in experimental fields, whereas we are upscaling in our Italian farm, and overall the developments are being monitored. The pulses obtained are then analyzed and benchmarked. But as mentioned before, our final target is to obtain different types of ingredients and semi-finished products. So to achieve this, we scouted for several technologies supported by research centers to delve deeper in some of them. Each processing step aims at improving and functionalizing the raw materials. So next step is the actual heart of value generation, and it's prototyping and application iterations. We test the ingredient prototypes in real applications that range from ice cream to compounds, encompassing the whole Unigrà portfolio. We also engage in completely new opportunities in order to maximize value again. And in this endeavor, we are really pushing technical boundaries, and this has already led to 1 patent pending innovation and a crowded pipeline of future developments. Life cycle analysis and life cycle costing of the newly created pulse supply chains are also being evaluated. And by the end of the project, we foresee to estimate the impact from cradle to gate of 2 newly developed products based on pulses. We thoroughly focused on minimizing water and energy use, thus integrating sustainability in our product and process development. And in this way, we want to guarantee that whatever is new and innovative actually brings global benefits while preserving resources and the environment for the future generations. And this approach again highlights circularity and sustainability. It aims at validating our initial hypothesis of the development of truly sustainable supply chains. But there are other research efforts that were directed specifically towards, let's say, a no stream left behind philosophy. We wanted, in fact, to maximize the value of the entire crop and process intermediates with the goal of minimizing waste and optimizing efficiency. So we can share 2 other projects where we look at this challenge, always in a collaborative fashion. First off, until 2025, we were part of a research consortium led by Wageningen Food and Bio-Based Research. that was called Extremes, and it was in collaboration with other food companies. In this project, we aimed at valorizing side stream by transforming them in sugar substitutes using a reverse engineering approach. So side stream compositions tailored to fit real sugar-reduced food applications. So the results obtained on this research scale may be able to aid in our future development. Another example that I want to bring is that we collaborated on a review study concerning Okara valorization. This happened back in 2024. And what is Okara? Okara is the insoluble residue of our cereal and soy-based beverages production. So depending on the processed raw material, as you can see from the table, for example, soybean, rice, or oat, we get a side stream that widely differs in composition, as you can see. So rice displays a good protein content on dry matter, while oat and soy are rich in fiber. We want to source new ingredients while gaining in value and sustainability. The review activity that we carried out yielded a wide range of possible applications for Okara that range from bakery to ingredients that can be used in the alternative meat space. So to wrap this up, ultimately our fieldwork, technology, and circular approach all combine together to deliver functional, sustainable, and entirely new solutions to meet customers' needs. Thank you very much for your attention.
Once again, at Unigrà, we have moved beyond just plant-based to a new level of allergen-free and vegan formulations. We focus on three main pillars. First is innovation. For example, we are using new ingredients like chickpea flour to create unique flavor. Second is quality. We never compromise on taste. We ensure excellent organoleptic experience. And third, well-being, making our products vegan and free from allergens that are truly suitable for everyone. So here we show you two examples of our products that go in that direction. These two innovations stem from the previous described research efforts. First, our nut-free spreads like Fristaccio and Chickpea. They offer the classic taste of pistachio and hazelnut and are completely nut-free. Beyond being vegan and allergen-free, these spreads are palm-free and high in fiber, meeting the latest consumer demands. They are incredibly versatile, performing perfectly in cold application and as post-baking fillings. They are delicious, high-quality alternative for any pastry or dessert creation. Then our dairy-free Plant B. It's 100% vegan and allergen-free, but it performs just like traditional butter. Perfect for clean label, plant-based and allergen-free recipes, they are ideal for professional use in the short crust, cake and butter-based creams. In fact, Plant B has an excellent performance in dough processing with optimal results in the finished products. This is how we combine innovation, taste, and technical performance in Unigrà. So, what's next? Well, today we have seen how Plant-Based 2.0 stands for innovation and taste. But at Unigrà, we are already looking ahead to the next frontier. We are already working on tomorrow's solution in balance between market and consumer needs and innovating ingredients profiles. Our research goes in the direction of reducing research consumption and optimizing supply chain and the various processes. We are leading processes with universities focused on resource-smart solution and the total reuse of resources. Moreover, at the same time, we are constantly collaborating with innovative startups to find and develop novel ingredients that have never been used before, with the aim of turning waste into value. Our goal is clear: enhance the quality of novel ingredients while moving past simple solutions. We are innovating through the smart reuse of resources, using circularity to design the next generation of food. So I hope we give you a clear view of what Unigrà is today and what can do for you in the future. Thank you very much.